Hi everybody, it's Maya Zahira with Psychic Protection Sanctuary, and we are now live in our Spiritual Empowerment Community Facebook group. This is day 6 of our Spiritual Empowerment Activation, our 10-day Spiritual Empowerment Activation. So I want to welcome you all back. We took a break over the weekend and now we are restarting. It's Monday today. So welcome everybody. While we're waiting for people to join live, I just want to make a couple of announcements before we get into today's content, which is going a lot deeper than last week. I'm going to teach you how to create a grid of protection around your energy field, so stay tuned for that. Let's do a little recap from last week while we're waiting for people to join. So if you missed any of the previous videos, it's totally fine if you watch this and then you go back, or you can pause this and go back and start from the beginning. Day 1, we did basically logistics, introductions, and so on. And on day 2, I took you through a really simple but powerful process for checking your energy for anything that might not belong. And on day 3, we really connected with grounding, and the importance of grounding and how to ground. And number 4, we talked about connecting with your own essence first and foremost, and why that is so important. Day 5, the final day from last week, we dove into connecting with spirit, whether that's connecting with divine source, whatever that is for you, connecting with your angels, your guides, or other benevolent beings that you choose to work with. So today, as we have people joining, go ahead and tell us where you're joining from so we can do shout outs. I want to tell you about the free gifts that are coming your way. Today, so as you've noticed, I'm mixing it up every time. So today, the free gift, I'm going to pick 2 people from the live right now that's happening, the Facebook Live, and 1 person from the homework thread in the Spiritual Empowerment Community Facebook group. So, and you know what? I have not posted the homework yet, and I will right after the live is done. So check for that about 5 minutes after the video is done, because I'm going to pick 1 person from the homework thread and 2 people from the live, just to mix it up. We don't have any new free gift for everybody, but I'm going to repost something that I posted at the beginning of last week, and it's super powerful. So if you missed it, it is how long is it? It's like 40 minutes, 45 minutes long. Clearing, it's an audio recorded clearing session, and a lot of people will play it to clear themselves and their homes. And in that audio, I also take you through establishing the grid of protection around your auric field, which is something I'm going to teach you how to do today. So when you listen to that audio, which I'm going to repost in the Facebook group today, when you listen to it, then you'll recognize this aspect that we're going to go over today, the triple grid of protection. So let's do shout outs, you guys. I see a lot of people are here, but go ahead and say hi. Tell us where you're joining from, and if you want to share anything else with us, do that too. Okay. So since I'm still waiting for you all to get active and start participating, I'm just going to go ahead and make my next announcement, and then we'll get into shout outs, and then we will get into our content today, which is the triple grid of protection. So I do hope everybody had a great weekend. So let's do the final announcement. And that is that if you are wanting to work with me more deeply, then I definitely invite you to listen to that inner guidance go to my website, psychicprotectionsanctuary.com, and under the events tab, click on the Spiritual Empowerment Academy. And what we're covering in this free 10-day journey is like just touching the surface of everything that you get access to in the academy. Now, I want to be really, really clear that this 10-day journey, I am putting this out there in the world because it feels important to me on a regular basis to be putting free content out into the world, no matter what. Like, no matter, even if you don't sign up for anything, that doesn't matter. It's for years, it's been really important to me to be putting free content, just putting stuff out there into the universe as a way of paying it forward, as a way of helping people in the community that might not be in a position to pay for anything. Years ago, I was in that position, and I remember what it was like, and everybody needs help. I feel like everybody needs some kind of support, and that's why I do this free stuff. I've been told by some people, hi, Kitty Cat. I've been told by some friends and colleagues that I give too much away for free. And I love that they shared that with me. I know they shared it with me because they care, because they care about me and they love me. But I still want to continue to give free content. So this 10-day journey, and then this summer, I'll do another, like a 7-day energy tune-up like I did last summer. And every month we'll have free Facebook Lives, and I upload all of that onto YouTube. So if you go to Psychic Protection Sanctuary on YouTube, then you'll find it's over 50 hours of free class content, and I just keep adding to it. So whenever someone contacts me and they need help, or they're looking to connect with their spiritual gifts, but maybe they are not in a position to be able to sign up for a program, or it's maybe doesn't feel like the right fit for them, but then they'll still have access to all that free stuff. So that's why I do this, okay? It's not to sell you my program. When I tell you about the Spiritual Empowerment Academy, it's simply because I want you to know about it. If it does resonate for you, then this is the next step. So I want you to know what the next step could be. If you're not ready, then go to the YouTube channel and binge watch the tons of free content on there. You can go to youtube.com and then type in the search engine, Psychic Protection Sanctuary. But even if you feel just a little bit curious, go to my website, psychicprotectionsanctuary.com, and under the events tab, click on the Spiritual Empowerment Academy, and just read through it. And if you feel that inner nudge, go ahead and take the next step and fill out the online application. I don't let just anybody into the program. That's why you have to apply. And because of that, the people who are in there, we all have this great synergy. Some of you are watching live, right? We have this great synergy in the group. It's great energy. I'm very selective in who's allowed in. And I choose people based on, whether I feel like you'll be a match for who's already in the group, but also I want to make sure that it's going to be good for you too. So it's a good mutual match. Anyway, my goal is always, I want you, like my hope is that I want you to listen to your inner guidance and come to an empowered yes or an empowered no with everything in your life, no matter what it is, like empowered yes or empowered no. Total clarity on what's right for you, what your next steps are, whatever, whether it's the Spiritual Empowerment Academy or something else, I don't care, but just empowered yes or empowered no. Wouldn't that be amazing if every step forward in your life you did from a place of empowered yes, or if it was an empowered no, then you'd know, okay, you let it go and you go a different direction. Wouldn't that be amazing? Okay. So enough of that. Let's do shout outs. And then I'm going to teach you this really potent technique for protecting your energy field and holding in your own energy so it doesn't go leaking out and make you feel tired and depleted, especially if you're around energy vampires and people like that. Okay, so let's do shout outs. Oh, you guys, so we have a ton of people watching, but no one is saying hi. So I'm just going to say hi to all of you. Hi to Constance and Amira and Sahela and Cindy and Stephanie and Jeannie and Erica. Hi, everybody. You all went through the time change. It was, I always lose track. So it's daylight savings time. Which time of year is that? But anyway, it was the daylight savings time change. And so it was spring forward. So everybody is kind of adjusting to that physically, energetically, etc. I live in Arizona, and in this strange zone that I love so much, actually, I love it here, they do not do the time change. So how it affects me is now I'm teaching this class an hour earlier because you all around me shifted forward and I didn't. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and let's learn our triple grid of protection. I was going to get a drink of water, but I forgot my water, so I'm going to have a mint instead. Okay, let's dive in. So let's talk about your energy field. So last week we covered some very foundational information, helping you understand that you need to connect within first, you need to ground, you need to connect with some kind of spiritual source, whatever that is for you. That's a really important foundation. Another really important foundation is for you to basically create a container for your energy. And this container is not a closed container. I feel like it's really important to create more of a filter rather than walls. If you are someone who's under like major psychic attack and like horrible stuff that's coming your way, you might have to temporarily put up some like walls or mirrors, walls that are made of mirrors to bounce things back, but that's not recommended to do on a regular basis. On an ongoing basis, it's more important to have a filter so that you can release energy, so that you can bring energy in that's beneficial, and any energy that doesn't serve you, that filter will keep it out. Think of a filter as like if you're using a water filter, it's going to remove any of the impurities, any of the things that aren't good for you, so that what's left over is the pure water, right? So I think these days everybody knows that you have an energy field that extends beyond your physical body. You have actually layers of energy field that is called your aura. And we're not going to go into the various layers of the aura today. We cover that in Spiritual Empowerment Academy, but that's kind of beyond what our focus is today. Just know that you have an energy field that extends about arm's length outside of your body. So if you were to extend your arms, I know you can't see my arms, but if you were to extend them all the way out from fingertip to fingertip, that's about how large your auric field is. Now, sometimes it might be larger. I know that when I go out into the country and I'm away from civilization, I feel like my aura can just like stretch out and just get really, really big. I like that feeling, by the way. As an empath, I like being able to just stretch it out. But other times your aura might get smaller, especially if you're in a crowded place. Your energy naturally might kind of pull in a little bit so that you're not mingling too much with other people. Now, what's important though, there's a lot of things that are important with your aura, but the thing that we're going to focus on today is really creating that safe container for your aura. And it's not only a container, but it's a filter to keep out negative energy. So first, let's talk about a container. If you were to have like a grid, like similar to graph paper lines. Think of like the graph paper lines, but they're made of light. So if you were to imagine something like that, a grid of light that is surrounding the whole outer boundaries of your auric field. So creating like a big egg shape, because your aura isn't perfectly round. It's more of like an egg shape. And it goes above the top of your head, below your feet, which would be below the floor, probably, depending on how you're sitting. Imagine that grid of light is surrounding your whole auric field. So what it's doing is it's holding in and maintaining your energy. If you are someone who has had problems with your physical vitality, if you have chronic fatigue, things like that, if you have exhaustion on a regular basis, or if you're an empath and other people make you tired, part of the issue is that you haven't had boundaries around your aura. And so it's real easy for your energy to just get sucked out. It's like, imagine a little wind comes along and it just blows all your energy away. I mean, it doesn't blow all of it away, but a lot of it's going to get blown away, right? And that's how it feels. So you want to have a container so that you can maintain this beautiful, wonderful energy that you're cultivating within and around yourself, right? So, that's one aspect, is to hold in and maintain your energy so that no matter what you encounter, all your energy doesn't go leaking out to the energy vampire people that you're encountering. And then the other thing is that we want to keep out any energies that are not beneficial, like negative entities, false light entities, maybe energies that maybe aren't necessarily bad, but they're not the right match for you. They're not compatible for you. Even any negative psychic energies, negative emotions from other people, emotions of jealousy, stuff like that. Getting sent your way, little poison arrows that get sent your way by people who are just having a bad day, things like that. If you have good energy boundaries, then the less likely that kind of stuff is going to be able to come into your field. It will be harder for those things to come into your field. So you will be more resilient. So how I do the grid of protection, I do it in 3 layers. And this is based on just all sorts of teachings that I've been exposed to over the years. And it's just kind of a blend from a lot of different places. And this works for me. Now, I want to emphasize, if you have a different technique that works for you, use that, okay? Or take this technique and modify it whatever way works for you. I'm not a dogmatic person at all. I really think that it's important to figure out how to make things your own. That way, when you make it your own, it will be more effective, okay? So you've already got this image of this grid of light that's surrounding the boundaries of your aura and like helping hold your energy in, right? And that grid of protection, that boundary, is going to expand when your energy expands, and it's going to shrink when your energy shrinks. Like when your aura shrinks, like when you're in a crowd, your energy might pull in a little bit more, but it's going to expand and contract according to your aura. The triple grid of protection is exactly what I've described, but there are 3 layers to it. So if you've got a pen and paper, you might want to write this down. It's very simple, but just so you don't forget. There are 3 layers to this grid of light, this boundary surrounding your aura. The layer that's closest towards your body, the innermost layer of that 3 layers of grid of protection, the innermost layer is the color blue. So it's blue light. It's a blue grid. So Whether you're good at visualizing or not doesn't matter, but if you are good at visualizing, I want you to imagine that grid of protection around the boundaries of your aura, and it's blue. It's a beautiful sapphire blue, so it's like this clear blue light, vibrant blue. The reason why it's blue is because that is the vibration that is aligned with your personal will. It happens to be the same color as your throat chakra, which is aligned with your will, speaking your truth, communicating your needs and your desires and what's right for you and what's not right for you, speaking up for yourself, setting boundaries, all of that. So that color vibration is aligned with your personal will. By using that color vibration, what that does is it makes it so that only energies that are aligned with your will can pass into your field. Other energies that are not beneficial for you, that don't align with your will, with what you want, it's going to be a lot harder for them to pass into your field and hook in. Okay? So the innermost layer of your grid of protection is a sapphire blue. The next layer out from that blue layer is a layer of gold. So imagine golden light in a grid. That golden light is the next layer out in your grid of protection. So you have a layer of blue and then a layer of golden grid. And the reason why, there's something going on out there, I don't know. The reason why, I guess there's energy that's being moved. The reason why we use the color gold is because that is the vibration that is aligned with divine essence. The color gold is highly protective and it is connected with divine source. So with that, having that layer of color vibration in your grid of protection, what that means is that anything that's not aligned with divine will cannot pass through into your energy field. Okay? And then the final layer, that outermost layer, the outside layer of the grid of protection is pink. And you can visualize any shade, whether it's a light pink or a fuchsia. You can change it each time. It doesn't matter. It all works. So the color pink is aligned with the vibration of love. It's a joyful kind of love vibration. So because we're infusing your triple grid of protection with this pink vibration, that means that anything that is not aligned with the energies of love cannot pass through your energy field, cannot pass into your field. So with this triple grid of protection, the outermost layer is pink, the next layer in is gold, the innermost layer is sapphire blue. So what that means is that anything that is not aligned with the vibration of love, the energy of divine will, and your divine will cannot pass through. So anything that's not aligned with love, divine will, and your will cannot pass into your energy field. It's a really powerful energy boundary filter. It's a great filter. That's what it is. I have found it to be a whole lot more helpful than the common technique, which is to visualize white light around your aura. That it seems like that has mixed results for people. It's not as thorough as it could be. And also you have to be careful working with too much white light, because white light, I do use white light sometimes. White light can be good, so I'm not saying it's always bad, but it can also attract false light entities. So I have found that working with the sapphire blue and the gold and the pink, that tends to be more effective. So again, take this and use it in whatever way works best for you. For some people, it's too much visualizing to think of all three colors, and it's just too hard. So you can start with one color, whichever one resonates with you, and imagine activating your grid of protection around you, around your aura, and that it's that color, whatever it is, gold or pink or blue. Okay. Or if you really want to go gung-ho, you can visualize or just simply intend all three layers. Okay. So there's actually more to this that people can apply if they're having really major issues with their energy. Like if you have energy vampires in your life, people who drain your energy, right? Those people that make you super tired, or if you're having negative spiritual experiences, those kinds of things, then there are some things that we can add to the triple grid of protection. Those are things that we get into in the Spiritual Empowerment Academy, but I think this will help to get you started. Now, does anybody have any questions about that process? It's pretty straightforward, but sometimes people have questions as they learn it. There are actually really in-depth videos also in the Academy if you need more on exactly how to do this whole process. What else was I going to say? So let's get into free gifts. And there's something going on outside my window. So just a little tidbit here. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I used to live out, or I've lived out in the country off and on for years. This is my first time in 30 years living in an apartment complex. And just simply because I needed to land somewhere quickly. The arrangements that I had didn't work out, and luckily I had planned for plan B, which was an apartment, and so I'm here for a while. So sometimes when I get on and do Facebook Lives, it's like people are ringing the doorbell. Anyway, it's just interesting. It's interesting. It is what it is. Okay, let's talk about free gifts. So I'm going to pick two people. Let me grab a piece of paper over here. I'm going to pick two people in our live stream right now. So tell me that you are here. Say me. I want to be in the drawing. Because you all have been so quiet today. So if you want to be entered into the drawing, you need to say something, and then I will enter you. Let me know that you are here and alive and kicking. And I will add you, and you will win a free color reading. What I will do is I will look and see what color would be most beneficial for you to visualize and bring into your auric field. So this is different than the triple grid of protection. This is like filling your auric field with a color vibration to activate healing or detoxification or protection or developing your psychic abilities and your spiritual gifts and so on and so on. So there's two people who are here live who are going to win, and then one person in the homework will also win. And then for the free gift for the whole group, I'm just going to repost the audio recorded clearing session that's so powerful. And I really encourage you to listen to it if you haven't already. Let me see here. I wonder if we just don't have comments. There we go. Oh my gosh, there's the comment. Sometimes I have to like do a little swipe for the comments to start coming through, because I was getting like no comments, and now here they are. Okay, cool. I was like, what's going on? Is it, well, we're not in Mercury retrograde anymore. Okay. And I just lost my train of thought. I totally lost it. Okay. So I'll pick one person from the homework, and so two here and one person from the homework, which I'm going to post the homework right after the live is done. So if you go and look for it, it won't be there yet. Wait 5 minutes and then you can, and then as always, with the homework thread, I'll check in 24 hours or about 24 hours. I'll check tomorrow afternoon to see who all has participated in the homework. And one lucky person will also get a color reading. And the color readings are really fun, just to see what color would be most beneficial in your energy field. And then, oh, I know, I was saying about the recording. So if you haven't listened to it yet, I'm going to repost it. And I really encourage you to listen to it. Even if you don't use my recording over and over again, it will give you a lot of good ideas for what you can do on a daily basis to clear yourself, clear your home, keep your energy clean and clear, activate your grid of protection, ground, connect with divine, connect with your inner essence, all of those things. It'll just by listening to it, it'll get you used to going through that process. And I encourage you to listen to it or do some kind of process of your own on a daily basis. And so that's my free gift to you. It's normally, as you guessed it, is normally available only to people in the Spiritual Empowerment Academy, but I'm giving it to you guys. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, at some point in the future, all the free gifts that I'm mentioning in all these videos are going to be in the description that's under the video. Okay. So let's see. Zahira says, I really love doing the grid of protection. I do it 2 times a day. Yeah. So if you are somebody who is sensitive, or if you're an empath, or if you've had issues attracting a lot of energy vampires into your life, man, I found doing this protocol life-changing. In fact, for me, what I found over a period of time, is that I started to attract fewer and fewer energy vampires, those people that suck your energy, boundary violators and all of that. I started to see a significant decline over time once I started to set up these energy filters, right? Okay, so we've got Zahira's here and Constance. It might be very easy to win since we don't have very many people who are actively commenting today because it's Monday, I guess. That's why. Zahira says, me. Constance says, I'm still here, me. Jessica, oh, yay. Okay. Trying to remember who all won last week. Debbie, okay. Debbie and Yvette. Okay, well, we only had 2 people we had 3 people who commented that they wanted to be, oh, here, Jeannie. Yay. Okay, so this is easy. We actually have 4 people who commented that they are here and want to be in the drawing. 2 of those people already won last week, so I hope you enjoyed your gifts last week. So we have 2 people who are the winners, and I do not believe that you won last week, and even if you did, it's going to be your lucky day that I forgot. So Zahira and Constance, you 2 are today's winners. Even if you won last week, you guys, you can still win again because now we're getting to the point where there's plenty of people who've participated. And even if you've won, anyway, even if you've won, you still have a chance of winning again. Okay. Need some D&D dice to choose. Oh, Constance says, plainly, you need some D&D dice to choose. Teehee. Yeah. No, actually, today was easy to choose, but other times I use my pendulum, and that tells me who's supposed to win. Or sometimes I pick a name out of a hat or out of a basket. Jeannie says, yes, definitely enjoyed my gift last week. Zahira says, yippee, my first time winning. Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to really enjoy the color. So for Zahira and Constance, there's nothing that you need to do. There's no question that you need to ask. I will simply message you via Facebook Messenger, and I will just send you like a little blurb about your color and what it means. Okay, so make sure you participate in the homework. I'm going to post that in just a couple of minutes. And do be sure to join us tomorrow for another really powerful technique. It's so simple yet powerful for releasing any negative energy and what to do if you've given your power away in past relationships, situations, and so on. So we're going to do another really powerful yet simple technique tomorrow. Be sure to join us. Same time, same place. And for now, sending you all my love. Until tomorrow. Bye.